Supporting your child's emotional well-being. First off, what is mental health? Our health is an important aspect of our lives as it can impact the way we feel physically in our bodies, our emotions, and our relationships with the people around us. Our health is made up of not only physical health, but also mental health. We all have mental health. Mental health is about our emotions, our thinking, and our mood, which are always changing. It's equally important to take care of both your mental and physical health, as one can affect the other. For example, when you're worried or anxious about an important event coming up, this can lead to you having a restless sleep and feeling tired and drained the next day. This is normal and happens to every one of us. With our physical health, there are days when we feel fit and well, and other days where we have coughs and colds or feel unwell. It's just the same for our mental health. There can be times when we feel happy and in good spirits, but at other times, events such as bereavement, problems at work, or relationship difficulties can trigger feelings of being sad, overwhelmed, anxious, or angry. These are normal emotions that everyone feels in such situations. On some such occasions, we may be able to deal with it, and these feelings won't stay for long. Other times it can be harder to manage these emotions. It can start interfering with our day-to-day life and stop us from doing the things that we enjoy. A recent study has shown that 83% of us experience some kind of mental health difficulty over the course of our lives. This might be a period of stress and anxiety as a result of work or home pressures, or depression following the loss of something really important to us, or many other things. This just goes to show how common and normal mental health struggles can be. It's really okay for things not to be perfect and happy all of the time. So just like we take care of our physical health through taking medicine, getting some rest, or going to the doctors, it's just as important to look after our mental health. There are some things that we can proactively do to support our mental health. Looking after yourself and 5 ways of well-being. By looking after yourself, you will be personally reaping the benefits of it. You may feel better both emotionally and physically. Additionally, this can also have a positive impact on your relationship with others, such as your children. Taking care of yourself is vital in looking after your children. It can help you to function as best as you can as a parent, providing you with the internal strength to support and be there for your child. By taking care of yourself, you are also modelling healthy behaviours to your child and teaching them positive ways on how they can take care of themselves. Remember, children are like sponges. They absorb things that they see and hear. The information they take in can affect their development and shape the person they become. So, how can we take care of ourselves? Research has shown there are 5 simple actions we can take to support our well-being and thrive. These are known as the 5 ways to well-being. The first one of these is connect. Having just 1 or 2 people in our lives that we can be open and honest with about how we really feel can really boost our well-being. This kind of support plays a huge role in protecting our mental well-being. We can also feel valued, heard, and close to others through strengthening our relationships. Connecting to others more widely can also have a major impact on how we feel. This can be through putting some time aside to speak to a loved one or colleague or someone new and taking the time to really actively listen to them. This might also be through participating in a social gathering, organising a lunch date, or playing or doing an activity with your child. The next is to keep learning. We can stimulate our brain and enhance how we feel about ourselves through continuing to learn. This can be through reading a book, learning a language, doing a puzzle, taking a new opportunity, trying a new hobby, or even learning a new word or trying a new recipe. Be active. Being physically active can decrease stress and help improve your physical health. This doesn't have to be intense, but can be through going for a walk, playing a game, doing some stretches, getting off the bus 1 stop earlier than you need to so you can walk the remaining distance. Take notice. We can increase our awareness, concentration, and happiness through practicing being in the present. Think how many times you've been out walking and your mind has been so busy thinking about other things that you haven't even noticed what's around you. You can try to build the skill of learning to be fully in the present moment by really looking around you and taking notice of the scenery on a journey, taking a break from your phone or TV, or practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is about spending a few moments every day reflecting or writing down a small number of things that you really feel grateful for in your life. Studies have shown that carrying out a daily gratitude practice can significantly enhance well-being. And the final one is to give. Giving can be rewarding. It makes us feel good and gives us a sense of purpose. This can be through donating to charity, smiling at a stranger, saying thank you more often, or offering to help someone with their work or project. These 5 steps are something both you and your child can engage in. Show your child how they can take care of themselves by making it a priority to take care of yourself. Encourage your child to join in with you where possible. To turn it into a habit and make it easier to do, maybe choose 1 or 2 of the examples that you'd like to start incorporating into your life. Anxieties at different ages. Just like parents, children can also feel anxious or low. They may demonstrate or show this through crying, having tantrums, becoming withdrawn or clingy, or complaining of tummy aches, amongst many other things. The following examples are common fears and worries that children may express at different ages. These tend to link in with their developmental stage and are normal to experience when growing up. Between 0 to 6 months, babies tend to become frightened by strong sensory stimuli, such as loud noises or a loss of support when needed. Between 6 to 12 months, it's normal for infants to become scared of strangers or when separated from their caregiver. During this time, they may be more attached to you as they rely on you as their parent for consistency and care. Between 2 to 4 years, the common worries may be of imaginary creatures, potential burglars, or even of the dark. This could be especially difficult during bedtimes. Between 5 and 7 years, children may fear natural disasters, death, animals, or things they've seen on TV or online. You may notice that children start asking you more questions about these issues around this stage. Between 8 and 11 years, the worries become more focused around poor academics and perhaps athletic performance. Worries become about their achievement, their abilities, and how well they're doing in tasks. Between 12 and 18, the worries shift to world issues or peer rejection. At this stage, young people are often trying to develop a sense of their identity and of personal values, so naturally there may be more worries focused on relationships and understanding their role in society. Research has shown that these worries are normal to have at these particular stages and are a common experience, but also remember your child is a unique human being. All children are different from one another, so it means their worries may vary. Just because your child may be experiencing a worry that your other child, for example, may not have experienced at that age, or a friend's child who is of a similar age may not be experiencing, it doesn't necessarily mean there is anything for you to worry about. Tips on supporting your child. As parents, you want the best for your child. You want them to succeed and handle the challenges that life may give them. However, we understand that it can be tough sometimes as parents to know what to do or what to say to support your child, especially when they may be feeling anxious, low in mood, or just not acting their usual self. It takes many years for children to learn how to manage their own emotions. Human beings are not born able to deal with difficult feelings, and therefore as parents you can be an important part of helping them to process their emotions and learning how to self-regulate. Here are some tips that you might find useful. Make conversations about emotions and feelings a normal part of life. You can do this anywhere and everywhere, whilst walking to school, when having dinner, or even when in the car. It can be helpful to model to your child that it's okay to talk about situations that have evoked different emotions, by talking about your own and how you managed. For example, I felt worried about hosting a family dinner. I thought I wouldn't be able to get everything prepared on time, but it went okay in the end, and I managed to get your dad and sister to help me with some tasks. Remember to be careful about what you decide to disclose and keep it appropriate for your child's age. For example, for young children, they don't need to know about your financial worries. Sharing these kinds of adult difficulties can increase children's tendency to worry. Try to share the day-to-day feelings that do not overwhelm you and examples that show your child you have been able to cope. Be aware of your own stress and negative feelings. Like we mentioned earlier, we can all feel stressed, upset, or angry at times. It's important to be aware of your thoughts and feelings, as this can impact on the way you communicate with your child. It might be that you've had a stressful day and you need some time to yourself before you can emotionally be there for your child. It's so important to reflect on your feelings, as this can help you to be aware of what you need, manage it, and prevent displacement of your emotions towards your relationships at home. Check your body language. It's not just through words that we communicate. Our body language can say a lot. It can tell others to stay away, such as through crossed arms and a tensed facial expression. On the other hand, it can be welcoming. So try to let your body stay relaxed and open, and invite your child in by showing them that you want to listen. Give your full attention. It can be hurtful or frustrating when we want to share something but are half listened to or others are distracted. So make a conscious effort to give your undivided attention to your child. Put away any distractions, focus on your child, and maintain eye contact. Show your child that what they have to say is of value to you. Emphasize that you're always available to talk. It may be the case that your child doesn't want to speak. They may want some space, or perhaps may want to speak to someone else. This is okay. Elder children in particular may feel more connected to their peers and turn to them in times of distress. This is especially normal during adolescence. However, keep in mind that this doesn't mean they don't need you. A parent-child relationship cannot be replaced. Let your child know that you're always available to talk, so that when they're ready and if they want to, they know they can turn to you for support. Ask open questions. Be curious and try to ask some open instead of closed questions that elicit a yes or no response where possible. For example, how was your day today instead of did you have a good day? This can facilitate longer, meaningful conversations. Some other open-ended questions may be, what was the best and worst part of your day? And how did that make you feel when this thing happened? Calmly stay with feelings that arise. As parents, when your child might be distressed, it can be difficult to see them in that state. Your initial response may be to steer away from the difficult feelings and instead offer solutions to their problems. Although this may seem like the most helpful thing to do, allowing them to sit with their emotions will help in the long run. Calmly staying with your child's feelings allows them to process what is going on for them and teaches them that it's normal and okay to feel some of the more difficult feelings. This means just focusing on listening rather than offering advice to your child. Offer empathy. Sometimes children may worry or feel sad about something that may seem silly to you. Remember, for them it might be the equivalent to one of your worries, so don't downplay what they have to say. Take what they say seriously. Avoid making comments such as, don't be silly, or there's nothing to worry about. Instead, acknowledge and validate their feelings. It can make them feel understood and that you have a sense of how they could be feeling. For example, you may say, that sounds really hard and upsetting. Remember, we're all different. We all feel differently and have different reactions to situations, and this is okay. Respect your child's feeling and accept that although it might be different to your own, it's still valid. Avoid unintentionally shaming your child. Sometimes we make jokes about things that our children do or about who they are as people without realising that this might feel hurtful. This might include laughing at a toddler when they're having a tantrum, or when a child makes a mistake, or making comments about their weight or appearance, even seemingly general non-critical ones. Studies have shown that this can have a significant impact on your child's self-esteem and confidence, both now and in the future. The language we use is really important in communicating to your child that you accept them the way they are. If your child behaves in a way that you feel unhappy with, it's okay and important to talk to them about their behaviour, but also important to consider the language we use. For example, saying, it's not okay to hit your brother, rather than, you're such a bad person, which can make a child feel ashamed about their whole being. If these comments are made regularly, they can lead a child to feel very bad about themselves, and this can lead to them increasing their behavioural difficulties. Look for clues about feelings. We've mentioned how body language can speak volumes, so use this to your advantage and think about what their body, words, and even tone of voice may be communicating. You may even want to share your observations with your child. For example, you might say, I noticed when you were talking about school, you sounded sad. We hope you found the information provided in this video of some help. Overall, it's really important to remember that ups and downs, both in our body and our mind, are a normal part of life. Being able to talk about things calmly with another person is vital, and is one of the most helpful things that any of us, child or grown up, can do when we're struggling. Feeling understood and accepted for who we are, even if it's just by one person in our lives, has a major impact on our mental well-being, both present and in the future. Here on the screen are links to some of the things we've been speaking about. This video was brought to you by the Tower Hamlets Education Wellbeing Service. Thanks for watching.